Okay. Friends, where you at? I'm so frustrated. I'm so tired. Where are my friends? Okay, here you guys are. Hi. Okay, sound is better. Y'all. Hey. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the mobile community time. I'm so sad. It really is sad that like every time I try and do community time now, literally for months now, like this has to be like the 8th one that hasn't worked in a row. It's just making me so sad. And it's like the last thing that I don't have the capacity for it. How are you guys doing? How's your week going? Where are you all listening from? Please, y'all, of all days, I need some good news. I'm not even gonna lie to you all. I am not doing well. um, yeah, I'm like doing okay. You just gave us a show. Cover up. Oh, did I? Oh, snap, my bad. Canada! That's amazing. It's been a long week and it's only Wednesday and I still have the rest of the week to go. I really need to take my whole weekend. I need to take a weekend and not do anything and actually like rest and reset. And also a Friday. Yay, you just finished finals. Congratulations. Oh, you're in the middle of finals week, Ashley. Praying for you, sis. Praying for you. uh yeah. I'm trying not to use words like frustrated, irritated, or stressed so loosely. But, I've had a very long day. Yesterday, my job had a gala, or I had to go to a gala for my job, or like what? My job invited me to a gala, but it was my job and it was my sponsor, and it was after this summit. I don't know if you guys saw my Instagram, the National Minority Equality Forum. They had like this health summit, so I went to it and it was nice. It was very informative, and then afterwards there was a gala. And I didn't stay out too late, but still doing all of that, and then waking up early in the morning and then going to work again. I'm very sad because I have not done my 5 a.m. routine not once this week. Now it's only Wednesday, but like 0 out of 3 days so far. I need to do it on Friday. I need to do it tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday I have early morning service. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, but that makes me very sad. Let's see what you guys are talking about. How about we use this time to help me write my last paper for the semester? Grad school is kicking my butt. Okay, Nia, we can help you out. Call me ChatGPT. What are we writing about? Has turned me every way but loose. I haven't heard that saying in a long time. I don't even think I know what that means. Where are you from to where that's the language that you use? My makeup does not look good, but I literally have like whatever. It's literally 9 o'clock at night. Texas will be going nacho. You mean back to school? Nacho school for pre-PA in the fall at age 53. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Congratulations to you. I love that for you. I can't wait to hear about it as you go throughout your journey. We are writing about the strategies Black women in leadership position in higher education use to survive. That's interesting. That is intriguing. Let me give you some. Disassociation. Like, I'm barely here right now. I actually am trying to do a better job of like forcing myself to be present in situations, because I'm often so like, if I think about it too hard, I'll get too like overwhelmed. And it's like I kind of have to stay just at the surface to get things done, to not take things personal, to not be overwhelmed, to not whatever, that I like lose being present in situations. Um, Especially when I'm in spaces like yesterday when I had to go to the gala. And then like today it was my boss's, well, yesterday was my boss's birthday. And so today, after having a full day, she ended up having like a birthday reception. And like I told you guys, there's a whole bunch of like receptions, galas, meetings. It's like, it's such a people forward job. And I thought I was a people person until recently. No, I think it's just because, like I told you guys, I'm networking with people who are in a either a completely different field than me, or it's like an adjacent to my field. I think that if I was like networking with my colleagues, and I was able to talk to them about kind of like, what was going on in like medicine and healthcare and things like that, I think I would be more interested in it. I think it would still get old and it would be tiresome. And I also think the longer I would be in the space, the more these people would become my friends. And so like after a long day of work, it would be like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with my friends afterwards. But to A, not drink, B, try and stay away from cheese. Let me tell you what, a reception, they love a cheese this, cheese this, cheese that. And I'm like, dang, I'm trying to stay away from the cheese because I'm trying to be more careful about it because I do think it's making me bloated. Um, but anyway, I say that to say that like when you do all these front facing events and stuff, and talking to people where I'm just like, I don't really want to be here, but I'm grateful to be here and all the things. But like it's like sometimes like I just want to go home after a long day of work, but I need to do this like to further my career or to meet people or whatever it is. Like you have to kind of like disassociate, because if you're too, yeah, that's the first thing that just comes to my mind. Let me know if anybody else relates, or give her some other examples. While my research shows that is strategy used by Black women mostly in healthcare and higher education. Ooh, healthcare. Well, I guess I'm getting practice. Deep breath. Today, as per usual, we have the immune and stress tea. And I also have a chamomile and honey in here because the goal is to take up this makeup and get right in that bed. I gotta be asleep by 10:30 so I can wake up by 5 because I have to be on my Zoom tomorrow. Y'all, I haven't been able to edit a vlog for you guys. Did I miss 2 weeks? No, last week I think I had it uploaded by Tuesday. I think tomorrow I had an opportunity to go to a gala, but I turned it down because I think tomorrow the goal is when I come home to edit a video. The smart thing to do would be maybe, I can't do 2 in one day, but at least that way I'll have a vlog ready by Sunday, because I'll have a busy weekend as well. Something on Friday, something on Saturday, and something on Sunday. But if I edit, maybe if I wake up early maybe on Sunday before church and I edit a video, then maybe I can get one up in the middle of the week. I've also been trying to make my vlogs a little bit shorter. That way I can actually get them, like, I can edit them in like a reasonable amount of time. Anyway, I can't go through my Instagram stories to see you all's community updates, spill the teas, and the peer mentorship stuff since I'm on my phone. But thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm gonna say I'm not doing well, but like on a scale of 1 to 10, everybody put in the chat, what do you rate how are you doing? Out of 10, I'm doing 5, which is like not horrible. Like I'm not like at rock bottom, but I'm like teetering. I'm like one, if I knock one more down, I will be you know, and I'm like less than average. Like I'm not like averagely like, oh, like I'm like below average. It depends on how you're looking at it. Like, obviously, if you want to be a 10, you want to have a 10 day. Like, I'm not having a 10 day. I'm having, right, a solid 5. I feel like that emoji, Adriana. I feel like melting emoji. Okay, 7 is pretty okay. That's like average, but like, we don't want to be average, right? We don't want to just survive, we want to thrive. Aaliyah, 6, that's also not great. Ashley, you're at a 7. I'm going to try and pronounce your name. Equio, a 5. 5.5. Guys, what's going on? Are we okay? This is a safe space. Why are we at 5s? We shouldn't be at 5. I'm like, y'all, and when I say 5, I'm saying like, I'm not doing well. Like, I'm here. I don't know. God's grace that I'm even like smiling to. My whole stream isn't working. Like, a 5 for you too. Oh, y'all, what's going on? Oh yeah, you said it perfectly. I'm so happy. I'm very big on name pronunciations. As I have a name. I told you guys about how I started this thing in my email signature for work where I'm spelling my name with a macron over top of the E to let people know that it's a long E, because normally I don't really care, but I think it's because I do so many like email exchanges to people who I actually see in person. Like, I'll schedule them, email the meetings, and then I see them in person. And it's so annoying to constantly hear people spell my name wrong, misgender me, or say my name wrong, like a lot of times throughout the day. Like, if it's every now and then, or you're just meeting people for the first time, it's like whatever. But when you're meeting multiple people for the first time in a day, like people will come to the office and be like, hey, I'm here to meet Brelynn. I'm like, who is that? Like, stop saying my name wrong. It's like, how can you know any better? Like, whatever. I guess my name should be spelled with 2 E's. But I was basically in a meeting. I think I told you guys this last community time. I think I did. And I was in a meeting with somebody, and they were kind of just like, oh, like, your mom should have put a macron, I think that's how you pronounce it, over top of the E. That way people would know, like, it's a long E. And if you guys don't know, my middle name is Danye. And I have an apostrophe over my E for like Danye, so that it's spelled like, it's pronounced like yay. So I was like, I don't know why she didn't put something over top of the E. Like, you know how black women like to be. But then she gave me like 2 N's. It would have been more beneficial to have 2 E's so people know that it was Brelynn. Oh, thank you. I do not feel pretty today. But anyway, thank you. And so I've been doing that in order to kind of eliminate the amount of mispronunciations that I have. And I think it's so funny because I'm like, that's literally like, I just decided I'm gonna put an accent over top of my name. Like, you could not do that, but you can. You literally can. I just changed my name in my signature. Has it been working? So far, no. So far, no. But I don't think people know, like, if you see an E over top, the macron over top of a person's E, I don't know if they know. Like, I think it probably would be better if I started spelling my name E-E, but that doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like my name. Even when I see my name with the macron, I'm like, that doesn't feel like that's my name. And you guys know I have such a strong connection with my name. Like, yeah. Especially when people come in and they say Bree, and I'd be like, who is Bree? Y'all know I do not go by Bree. I'm like, please do not call me that. Even like somebody in my office like tried to start off calling me that, and I was like, oh, I hate to be rude. I'm so sorry, but I do not go by Bree. I'm very big on, my full name is Brelynn. I love my name. Please call me Brelynn. Oh, you're so sweet. But anyway, we're talking about how we're all doing 5s and 6. Brighter days are coming, hopefully soon. I'm just hanging on to, girl, your job, grad school, life is lifing in general. I feel you. I feel the same way. Life is definitely lifing. I'm ready to take a break from work as well. I was just saying that I think I need to just like schedule a couple of days, because I keep saying like I'm waiting for the weekend, but my weekends are really booked up because I'm trying to do like either community service every week with Miss DC stuff as I'm preparing, or just stuff is going on. You're wanting to like fill your bucket with your friends and your community, but you also wanting time to rest. As I told you guys, I'm having a really hard time because I have been very disciplined with my Sunday resets. But Sunday resets are actually really tiring. Like to go grocery shopping and meal prep for breakfast and dinner for 5 days. I told you guys last time, like I extended it to 5 days because when I just tried to do like the first three, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I would have community time and then not have any food. And then I wouldn't cook. And then I would be like, okay, now what do I do? And then I end up like not eating or eating something, whatever. And then like Thursday, I'm like too tired to cook. So I was like, okay, let me just eliminate me like eating out or the struggles or whatever, and let me cook Monday through Friday. And then the same thing for breakfast, like meal prepping it, having things that I could like have ready to go, setting up my lunchbox like in the refrigerator ready to go, and only thing that I have to make is like my caffeine in the morning time. But that takes a lot of time. Like by the time I get up and I go to church, then I come back and then I put away my groceries and then I start cooking. And if I like clean a little bit, and that's like I told you guys in the vlogs, I haven't even been able to get to my laundry. I need to create a whole nother day of my week where I do my laundry, because doing it on Sunday as well is a lot. So that's my whole Sunday. I don't feel like well rested. But you have to do it to be well prepared for your week. If you don't do it, like you feel the difference. But if you do it, you're like, dang, I need a break, low key. But if you sleep or like relax all day Saturday, then you feel like you haven't had any fun. But if you go out on Friday night, it's like, oh, I just had a long work week. Like I just want to chill, you know? And I'm not saying this to complain, because we are healthy, we're alive, everything is all is well. But you know, I think again we're all feeling the whole life is lifing thing. That we all have a lot going on. But yes, we are all just taking it one day at a time and just trying to stay positive with prayer. Exactly. I'm going through a slump, honestly, feeling a little unsatisfied with work and burnout from responsibilities. But I'm going to feel better soon, just allowing myself to feel what I feel for a little. And you know what? I absolutely agree. And I feel that, Kayla. I'm having that day today where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to let myself have it. I'm sad today. I feel like crying. And lately I haven't been able to produce tears, even if I feel like deep sadness, which is like also frustrating, because sometimes you're like, I just want to get it out. That way, like, you know, once you cry, you feel better. And so today before I left for work, I was like, oh, I think I can actually cry today. So I'm going to cry today. And it made me late for work, which was a little bit stressful, because I'm like, well, I can't start my makeup until after I'm done crying. So that's why I have like my makeup. I'm like, I had like 2 seconds to put it on, because I'm like, I have to hurry up. And I was late to work, but all was well. But I allowed myself to feel what I was feeling today. And I would say it's a little bit helpful. Probably more helpful than if it was just in. I don't think that I'm done. I think that there's probably more tears and things to come later. Sydney says that it's mainly finances for her. Oh, your job messed up your taxes. Oh no, I can understand why that would be stressful as well. I'm sorry that you're having to go through that. I need like a vacation. I'm saying, like, I need to be laid out on a beach with a daiquiri and a book. That sounds so good. I was mentioning to my co-fellow, sorry, I'm feeling like a little bit, I won't say under the weather. I just don't feel well. I don't feel well. Not like sick necessarily, but you know, like when you're so stressed, like your body starts to like shut down. Yeah, that's where I'm at. But I was telling my co-fellows about how when we went from the foundation to working on the hill, they should have given us a week-long break, like a spring break. I think that actually would have been so helpful and so nice, because you guys know I was so stressed at the end of my foundation rotation, because I had like that trip that we went on, and then I had some leftover assignments that I need to do. I had to finish out some stuff, and so I really like hit the ground running as soon as I got to the hill, and I've been like running ever since. And I'm like, dang, I wish I would have had like a second to catch my breath in between, even though I was like mentally preparing myself for like weeks. And so I tried to help the transition as best as possible. I think that like having a break, or like taking a break to like coming up for air, would be helpful right now. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to find a time. Like I kind of can't just keep waiting for like the weekend or something, I have to like, I think I have to take out time, um, which is hard at work. I remember feeling the same way like when I was working at the doctor's office, specifically like at the private practice. It's very hard when you feel like, you know, me taking off impacts other people because like you're part of a team and like things keep going and they don't want you to take off of work, but like you need to take care of yourself. And even just like this is fun for me, like I want to or whatever, but you're like you have responsibilities. Um that's something that I actually experienced this past week. It's very interesting, like with Congress, and there being times when like Congress is in session, so all of the members are like there, and then things are a lot busier and hectic. And then you have like recess weeks where the congressional members aren't there. Excuse me. Excuse me, but you still like have work to do. And we had like 2 weeks back to back where we were in session, and then this past week, the week before, like the last week was recess. So in theory it was supposed to be really calm and relaxing, you know, as like relaxing as like, it's kind of like you prep and then it's like practice versus game time. Like practice can still be like very intense as well if you're conditioning and you're getting your like, you know, your body ready, you're going through drills and stuff. And if you practice how you play, like sometimes games can actually be like more relaxing or like more not as stressful because you've done all the work during practice. But I realized that like people who have been in the game for a long time know when it's recess, like that's the time to kind of like step away because like you have to be there when the member is there because stuff is going on. And so a lot of people in my office like weren't there, which just kind of made my job even harder. I say that to say that like I want to take time off, but I also don't want to impact other people's experience um as a part of the team. But like people aren't thinking about me when they like leave and take time off. And so like I have moments like last week where I was fighting for my life. And it made like me even more tired this week because like when other people had rest and then they came in like, okay, I'm ready for this week. Like I was working all last week and without like my full team. And so now this week I'm like more tired than I wish I was. So yeah. You're so sweet. I should go to jail because it's illegal to be this gorgeous, period. Try a voice signature where you can say how to pronounce it. I've never heard of that before. Oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. 15 years old. Wow. What was I doing when I was 15? Man, my emotions are all over, but God kept showing up and God keeps showing up and showing out. Amen. Amen. Oh, I'm pretty sure. So Taylor says, "How's Capitol Hill? How is Capitol Hill now?" She interned there last summer, and it was very high stress. It's still high stress. I'm very blessed that I am in a member's office who I love. Like I really, really enjoy my member. I think that she is such a sweetheart. She's very sweet. She's so kind and like thoughtful. And so I really enjoy like being a part of her team. I think she's just so kind and thoughtful. Like I really can't and like express it enough about how she immediately like took me underneath her wing and it's like, oh my gosh, you're my fellow, like I love you, like you're amazing. And she's very also great at like doing words of affirmations and like every time I do something she's like, you did an amazing job doing this. Like I've had some horrible leadership before, okay? And so it's refreshing now that I just reflect on it. It could bring me to tears. It's actually really refreshing to be underneath a Black woman who is kind and who is just who is both respected by her peers and is actually like doing the work and actually cares and like genuinely has a good heart and is able to be kind to other people and to be kind to her team. And I hope that I learn a lot from her when I become a leader. I'm already a leader, but when I lead people, I hope that like before going into her office, everybody was like, oh, you're gonna love her. Like she's amazing. Like her office is great. Like nobody ever has anything bad to say about her. And that's an amazing thing to say. And like now that I'm in it, I'm like, y'all weren't lying. Like she is great. And to have that type of reputation, I think is amazing. So because of that, my experience I think is great in that sense, but just overall, like the whole Capitol Hill life is definitely very high stress. It can be very all consuming, which is what I'm experiencing. which is unfortunate because you guys know I'm a busy gal. I got a lot of things going on, and so I don't like to be fully consumed by anything. I like to be able to give things like pieces of me. That way I can do all the things that I like to do. So I'm having trouble balancing it all because it can be so consuming. But if I remind myself about how blessed I am to be in a member's office who not only I respect, I admire, and I enjoy, and therefore I am honored to work for her, but also like I'm very much so in line with her beliefs and the work that she does. And I'm honored to be a part of her team that is so well respected, especially in healthcare, because of the things, the way that she champions health equity on Capitol Hill and the way people respect her. I'm honored to be a part of her team. And so when I take a step back and I think about it, I have a lot of gratitude to be in this position and to um, have this experience and have this experience the way that I'm experiencing it. But it is all consuming, and that can be a little bit stressful. So that's my Capitol Hill update. I was driving home and I couldn't comment, but I'd say I've been hovering around 5 to 7 for months now. It's been a rough few months. LOL, full-time work, full-time PhD stuff. Oh, Kayla, I'm sorry to hear that. Hovering around 5 to 7 is not good. We need to do something, you guys. Like, all of us hovering from 5 to 7 is not good. Like, I want to be at a 10. And I don't feel like I was far from a 10 not too long ago. I think that, like, I've hit I wouldn't say I've hit semi rock bottom. I'm hovering the bottom. And I'm really, really, really trying to, like, bring it up before I go any further, because anything lower than a 5, like, you're gonna be able to tell. You can probably tell now, but Saturday, wash laundry, at least folding can be done throughout the week. The thing is, because laundry is my least favorite household chore and it takes so long, and yeah, because it's my least favorite thing, I avoid it. So if I say like, oh, like after work on Tuesday, I'm going to put away clothes, I'm not going to put away clothes. There's absolutely nothing that would be less, everything will be more important than me putting away the clothes. Like, I will literally just be like, yeah, like, I'll do it. I'm not doing it. Even if I really want to, I know myself well enough to know that, like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what day. I think Saturday is a good idea. It's just that Saturdays are so inconsistent. Like, sometimes I'm out late on Saturdays, sometimes I'm out early Saturdays, sometimes I'm out all day. Like, you know? So if you say that you're going to do things on Saturday, but then something else happens, well, then what's the backup? So that's why I don't do Saturdays, but maybe I just need to try that. And if I know that if I'm going to have something on the Saturday, especially like Saturday mornings, then maybe I can like plan for something different. I don't know. We'll have to see. We have to try something. I'm glad you got it out. Me too. Tears are liquid prayers. That is so true. That is so true. It was definitely a cry pray, you know. It was like a, Father, do you hear me now? But yeah, very much so. I've got no words. You got to take these tears because this is all I've got. I agree. Sometimes when you get so low, it does take a few months, like, to get it together and get back to like a 7, 8, 9. A piece of good news. Thank you so much, Kayla, because we need this. A professor literally just excused the class from submitting our final paper because of all of the political unrest on campus and police being police. So that's been a much needed relief. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Do you care or do you mind sharing what campus you're in? Because, you know, something that's so interesting is that like at the office, we have like TVs on at all times. So I see more of what's going on in the news than I normally would. Like, I'm unfortunately extremely tapped in, which I just don't prefer because it can be overwhelming, especially like as an empath and like just a person who has a heart for social justice. Like, just seeing the world all the time and like all that's going on, it can be very disheartening. It can be very like overwhelming. It can be a lot for me. So, you know, take it in like strides. Like, and so I was seeing today the riots at the school, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a lot. I'm a fellow, Moni. I'm a fellow for the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. And so if you're new to my channel, you should check out my vlogs. I did, my fellowship is 12 months long. For the first 6 months, I was conducting health equity research at the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. In the second 6 months, I am a health policy aide on Capitol Hill for a member of the Congressional Black Caucus who's on the U.S. representative, who is a U.S. representative. So right now, I am a health fellow for doing health policy on Capitol Hill. Take time out for yourself. Yes, that's for everyone here on this live. Just one day to reset, or if possible, go on a picnic and just enjoy the weather with some soft music, a good book, favorite food and drink. That sounds like a dream. I literally think I'm going to do that. I need to just take a day. Like I said, the problem is that I don't need one day. I need one day to get my life together. But you know what I think I'm going to do? And I said this one time on a live, but I really think I'm going to do it. I need to hire somebody to deep clean my apartment. Like, I need a cleaner. Like, I know how to clean and I can clean. And if I took a full day, I could clean. But I think like it would be nice to hire somebody to like get it done, to do it right, to not have to put forth that effort. Just one good time to kind of like reset my space, but also take that time, like I said, to like do all the things that I need. So the meal prep, the laundry, the groceries, all those things, and then take another day to rest in that sense, like going on a solo picnic, enjoying the weather, reading my book. Miss DC is June 22nd. Yeah, folding is the worst. Oh yeah, you finally caught a live. Hey, hi, welcome. Ooh, I'll just say that we're in Florida. Yeah. Someone just called you gay. What's going on? Oh, thank you so much, Brittany. I really appreciate that. Hi from Detroit. I've been watching since Spelman days. Continue to stay blessed. Good reset is always needed in today's society. No, absolutely. There's a lot of things going on in the world. We just got to take time for ourselves when we can, honey. But I'm glad you guys were able to join me on today's live. Oh, speaking of books, and even speaking about this topic of mental health, because today was basically just like a really big mental health check-in, which is perfect because today is May 1st, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, the start of Mental Health Awareness Month. With that, I wanted to share one of the new books on my TBR. I'm sorry, this is kind of like backwards for you guys, but if you don't know, this is Chesley Christ. She was Miss USA 2019. She is now an author. Her book is called By the Time You Read This, The Space Between Chesley's Smile and Mental Illness. Chesley wrote this book before dying by suicide in 2022. Yes, so as soon as I found out about this book, I pre-ordered it. So it was delivered to me and I haven't read it yet. I'm currently in the middle of reading Children of Bone and why can't I ever remember the book that I'm reading? Children of Bone and Blood and Bone. Children of Blood and Bone. I'm about like 20% done that so far, and I am just getting past like the first 100 pages. So now I'm like getting into it. It is a Black fantasy, so it's difficult, not difficult, but it's a little bit difficult to just listen to this one because the person who reads it or audio narrates it, audio voice acts it or whatever. She's amazing, by the way. You know what's so funny is that when I first heard her voice, I was like, this voice sounds familiar. And then I realized that she actually also voiced the Hate U Give, which you guys know was one of my favorite books that I read last year. So I thought it was so interesting that obviously she's an amazing voice actor. So hearing her voice all throughout the Hate U Give, and then she also voiced On the Come Up, as soon as I heard her voice, I was like, this sounds familiar. And then I like know her name now, which is like Bibby or something. Maybe I don't know her name, but if I saw her name, I'd be like, oh, this is the voice actor that I like. But I say that to say that like she reads this whole book in like an African dialect accent. And I say African because it's kind of like a made up, like country, like whatever, but like the point of it is that it's like in Africa, so I'm not quite sure like which dialect she has because it's like a made up country, but like you can tell that it's like supposed to be of African origin. So I think that's so crazy that she literally would read from like a urban black, and like now she will read in this like African dialect. I'm like, she is so talented as a voice actor. Anyway, the book is getting good so far, but like I was saying, it is a black fantasy, so I needed those first 100 pages to kind of get the gist of like the world of it and kind of just figure out everything. And right now it's also really nice because the book is written actually from multiple people's perspective, and I didn't know that before reading it. But what's really nice is the only other book that I read like that was the Toni Morrison one, Love, but it was so confusing because she didn't tell us like that we were reading from different people's perspective, and when we were switching back and forth, like you have to figure it out. It was so confusing. This one is interesting because the chapters don't have names, but every chapter it says like who the perspective is from. So as I'm getting the understanding of kind of like the world and the magic and the war and like the this and the that, I'm like, okay, now we can kind of get into the thick of it. So I will update you guys on that next community time, because I am listening to it and reading it, but listening to it on Libby, so I have it only for a certain amount of days. I have it for 20 days. I borrowed the audiobook for 20 days. I think I'm at like day 16 or 15 now, so like literally in about less than 3 weeks I'll have finished it. I don't know if I'm going to go into this right away. I kind of want to because I knew that people were going to be reading it and I don't want them to spoil it for me. But I also want to go to maybe something more lighthearted, like a what is it called? What are those things called? I'm like looking at my TBR thing over here. Not comedy, romance. I kind of want to go to romance next because y'all know I did read a memoir before this, but this book is like it's not fun yet, like it's getting there. It's definitely an escape, which I'm really enjoying and eating right now. I'm actually excited to like take off my makeup and I'm gonna read right now. But yeah, so it depends on how it ends. If I feel like I need something a little bit more lighthearted and fun, like a romance, or if I feel like I can go into this because I know that's gonna be deep. I know it's gonna be dark. I know it's gonna be a little bit heavy. Ashley says that she's halfway through and it's really beautiful. And I about to say same thing, CC. Like I loved, y'all know, like Chesley was one of my favorite, if not like my favorite title holder ever. And her death really impacted me. I don't think I've ever cried from somebody who I don't know passing. She also passed days apart from my grandmother. So I have a lot of like compounded grief with her, even though I didn't know her. But you know how it's very strange because I liken her death to mine, kind of like how people felt with Kobe. Like I completely understood like he, was an icon and did a lot of things, but like I don't, personally watch basketball in order to have the same type of like connection relationship with him and all that he's done and things like that. But I could still honor, of course, his life and the tragedy of his death. But Chesley is somebody who, when she was Miss North Carolina, I was living in North Carolina. And so I remember seeing her like before, like go back to Miss North Carolina USA, end up winning. I remember being like, she was so good as a Miss North Carolina USA, her winning Miss USA, her becoming an amazing Miss USA, having the title for like 700 days because of the pandemic, her really making a voice for herself, especially like on social media during the pandemic, which I thought was like, which may seem like duh, but A, it was very hard to be a title holder during the pandemic, and B, I think about a lot, like hindsight is 2020. Literally, like looking back, there's so many things that I would have done. I wish I would have launched things, done things differently during the pandemic. Like I could have done, I should have done community time like during the pandemic. Um, this would have been great then, because everybody was so like massively, like even starting TikTok, like I really didn't think ahead. I was just so like in the moment and consuming and kind of like what was me, and I was in grad school and like all the things. And so I really commend her for like actually being proactive during this time, and not only making an impact in the Black Lives Matter conversation, but really just like in a lot of different social justice fields. And then of course I really like how she made a name for herself doing well at Miss Universe, and then being a extra correspondent. So I really admired her work, and I admire like the light that she was. And so her death definitely hit me. It was more profound and impacted me. And so I'm like scared to read this because I know that it's going to be a little bit touchy, but I love her, and I can't wait to, you know, hear her story in her own words, especially as a person who I think I also deal with a lot of like, I've dealt with a lot of high functioning anxiety, not necessarily high functioning depression. So I'm curious to, again, like I said, hear from her, but I got to be in the right headspace for it. I think it would be good to read before Miss DC, but you said you read it yesterday. It must be so short. Like, everybody's already done already. How many pages is this? Just about 200? Okay. Because I'm like, dang, y'all are really getting through it. What do you mean you read it yesterday? Like, I guess I've been reading these thick books that are like literally 600 pages. Has anybody seen if there is an audiobook for this? And if so, who's doing the audiobook? Excuse me. Is it her mom? Oh, are they making a movie for the Children of Blood and Bone? I didn't know that. That's exciting. You guys know I love my good book to movie pipeline. I love that. So why did you not finish it? I will be purchasing but currently reading When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal by Brianna West. Let me look that up. I actually haven't heard of that. When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal. That's a good book title. When You're Ready. Oh, Brianna Weist. Sorry, I think I missed the I. Oh, maybe I have seen this cover. Let's look at Brianna. Brianna is a black name. Is this a black woman? Nope. I mean, I guess Brianna can be. Okay. If it was by a black woman, I would have put it on my list, but I'll have to see. Let me know what you think about it, and maybe I'll put it on my list. Right now, I'm reading The Young Elites by Mary Lou. I found it on Libby too. You kind of inspired me to get into fantasy novels because I always read romance. Yay, I'm so excited. I hope you are enjoying it. Let me know how you like it so far. Okay, we got Detroit in the house. I'm a big advocate for mental health awareness because things are too heavy now. I believe everyone should take me time, be the best version of yourself. Absolutely. I completely agree. Hello from Pal. For real? Hey. You read 2,000 words a minute? Are you trolling? Oh, and you said it was a really quick. See, so maybe this is a book that I should. I don't know, because I'm like, if I take my picnic day, what's a good time? What's a good headspace to be in? You know, like I don't want to be sad or like kind of in a bad mood or like wanting to uplift my mood and read this because I think it'll make me walk away heavy. But I don't. So I would prefer to like do my self-care day, like do my picnic and read my fantasy. That way I could just be in a different world, you know? And I'm wondering too, like, do I want to read it in one sitting? Hi, Miles. Hi, Elon. Okay, I think we are getting some trolls on the live, so it's probably time for us to head on out. you little bubba clout. Y'all are so funny. Okay, well, that's good to know, Kayla, that you didn't stop it because like it wasn't good. Yeah, please DM me and give me your opinion. I would love to hear about it. It's about Lance, Baltimore City life. Thanks, y'all. But you know what? One day, some of y'all are going to have to come back and be moderators because community time is going to be so big and popping that, of course, we're going to have trolls and stuff. But I think it's the way that I have it as like the, you know, this way. Oh, yeah, it's time to get out of here. I don't have time for it today. I don't have time for it today. I wonder why random people just start. That's so weird. Yeah, we literally always have a safe community. I think it's because I'm on YouTube Live. I'm not really sure. It's not giving anything away. It's been more relatable and narrative so far than super sad, but I still have some more to go. Thank you for that perspective, Ashley. I definitely love to hear that. That being said, just so that, again, we don't have too many, yeah, because it's YouTube Live. I don't know what's going on, but I don't need nobody to be my 13th reason, okay? I told you I'm at a 5. Somebody say something to me crazy. Okay, so thank you all. I kid, by the way. I know we're talking about mental health, and it's literally mental health awareness. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Have a good night, everyone. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being this safe space. And I hope you all have a great rest of your week. Hope that everyone increases their numbers by at least 3 by the end of this week, and take care of yourself. Do something for yourself this week. I love y'all. I'll see you next week. Good night.